An adaptation is a characteristic which helps an organism to survive in its environment. Plants and animals must adapt so that they can compete for resources and live successfully in their habitat. Some adaptations can help organisms to not get eaten, hide, control body temperature, or prevent water loss. An adaptation gives an organism a better chance of surviving in its environment. A well-adapted animal is the polar bear, who has many adaptations for survival in the Arctic. Their white appearance camouflages them against snow, making it very hard for prey to spot them. They have thick layers of fat and fur to insulate them from the cold. Their fur is greasy so it dries quickly after swimming. They have big feet to spread their weight on the ice and to increase grip. And they also have a small surface area to volume ratio to minimise heat loss. Another interesting example of an adaptation is the fur of the snowshoe hare, whose fur changes colour. It is white in the winter to hide in snow, and brown in the summer to camouflage in grass. So, all you have to remember when thinking of how organisms adapt is what the organism is competing for and what would help them to survive in their environment.
Where do you live? On a country farm, in a big city, up in the mountains, or right by the ocean? The place where you live is your habitat, made up of the environment and other organisms or living things that surround you. No matter whether you live in the desert or at the top of a high-rise building in a big city, you interact with other organisms all the time. You have to survive. You breathe oxygen that's been released into the air by photosynthesizing plants. You eat animals, plants, and even fungi as nourishment for your body. And once that food is in your body, bacteria that live inside of you break it down so your body can use it. In this chapter, we're going to learn all about how organisms live in their habitats, how they interact with other organisms around them, and how they adapt to survive in the environment surrounding them. We humans have adapted clever brains, nimble hands, and the use of tools, which have allowed us to survive and flourish in different environments across the earth by changing and constructing our own habitats to suit our needs. But in addition to changing the environment, organisms themselves change over time to fit into their habitats, and they develop unique adaptations to survive there. Some organisms work together to survive, like the bacteria in our gut that breaks down our food in return for us providing them with a nice place to live. Other organisms are in constant conflict and struggle against each other to survive. Get ready to learn some amazing stories of how different organisms live in some of the craziest places and how they interact with each other in ways that you never imagined.